Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm laughing because the end of the Mandy Rose match with Otis is hilarious. Look, you speak it into existence, and the things happen. Uh, Mandy apologizes to Otis for not saying anything, which was exactly what I noted in the first week. So, you speak it, they listen, it's done, I guess. The only thing, just my little quirk, I guess, is that I wish she just had beaten Alexa Bliss clean. I had a feeling that Alexa was going to lose right after they cut the promo, and she said, the only thing that matters is, me winning. Once she said that, I said, okay, she's going to take an L. It's just about how I thought maybe Nikki and Sonya would get into it, but that didn't happen. I would have liked for her to, actually, no, technically she did win clean. I think that Heavy Machinery should have come out after she won her victory, because it was still going to be funny, and this is what I'm saying, and this is not any knock on the talent. It's just the creative part of how you're setting it up. Like when I mentioned with Dolph, he's a heel, so he didn't have to step on that cake. All he had to do was say something, just be a jerk, and that was going to put it over. Same thing here. Otis didn't have to come out to be the distraction for Mandy to win. Mandy should have just won. It's not like she's not talented to win this match. She could have just won, then the Heavy Machinery music comes on, they come out and do the little dance with the cake. It's still going to be funny. So now with the scenario with Alexa losing, I'm curious to see if this is going to kind of cause a rip with her and Nikki Cross. But we shall see. I guess hindsight is 2020, I guess, and we're in 2020. If that somehow they separate, I'm wondering if they're going to lead Nikki toward the Bray Wyatt storyline. But I don't know at this point. I like what I saw. It's an improvement. I just wish that she had won completely clean, no distractions. And let me move further onto the show before I talk too much and then there's something else that happens. Here's another thing that I noticed. Why is it every time, or a majority of the time, Mandy wins her matches, she always looks shocked, as if like, holy cow, I pulled it off. She's supposed to be God's greatest creation. It should be something that, of course I'm going to win. She should never have a look of shock on her face a majority of the time when she gets these victories. Also, it would be awesome if, well, awesome's a big thing, so I'm not going to blow it up like that, but it would be cool. Let me temper it down. It'd be cool, because I'm seeing this happen to her a lot, where everyone is smacking her in the face. I think that when she gets smacked in the face, it would make a really great tipping point where she would really get fezzed up and just start knocking people the hell out. It's like an insult, and I see she gets popped in the face a lot, and I know it has to do with her beauty and her taunting and yada yada yada, but it would just be something that's a character flaw, with her. Okay, going back to what I was saying about Mandy getting smacked in the face, right? And I'm just looking at the backstage development between Bayley and Lacey Evans. Did you happen to notice the way that Lacey got that fist ready? It was like a goddamn superhero, man. She looks at that fist as if it's getting ready to get primed, so she could just pop her. And that's what I'm talking about. Like that type of fury. When Mandy gets smacked, bow! It's like it just brings out, oh, I'm a whale on your ass right now for you hitting me in the face. Okay, I'm back. I noticed something again. You notice how Sonya has that same look. She does this thing where she puts her hand on her like her chin, and she's just like very observant as to like what's going on. She did it last week. I made mention of it, and she's doing it again. And it's the same pose. It's like the arm, one arm is inside the other arm, and hand on her cheek. It's funny. I also wanted to make mention that I feel bad right now because I'm brain farting on the other cat's name from Heavy Machinery, but he gets the homie award because throughout this whole thing, he's been a really good friend. He's been, what we see is a ride or die, as opposed to like when the ladies had their little split. I mean, it hasn't as of yet affected their tag team situation, this whole storyline, but he's riding with them like, look, we got to forget about, oh, no, okay, let's go out. You want to go out? Let's go out. Let's, become celebratory and let's rock out. Hey, we got a match. Let's bounce. We got to go. Keep your mind, keep focus. So he gets the homie award for being, a good dude, for his cat. This just in, rewatching it, I just realized that this time around, Sonya specified, let's go to the ring. Come on. Right? Oh my goodness, I just rewatched Mandy giving him the cake, and when she splits, when she leaves, Tucker, I'm sorry, because I couldn't remember his name. Tucker's just like, I wouldn't trust her. I'm sorry, I wouldn't trust her. There's something about it, I just wouldn't trust her. It's the way he's doing it is hilarious. I just had to add that in. It's hilarious, something that I just caught. Watching the Usos versus Corbin and Baywatch. When Dash and Dawson came out, I think it would have been a cooler idea to have Heavy Machinery come out, because there's still payback for, or if you want to look at it that way, for jacking up the ham. And then the transition could have also been to have Otis smack the hell out of Baywatch. It's just a thought. Just a thought. Okay, watching the rest of this play out, what I stated does make sense. Heavy Machinery could have come out instead of Roman, popped up, Dash Dawson, hit Dolph, then bounced. Then they should have put in something else that would have brought Roman out, and then intro Bobby Roode, and you could have still put him through the table and the whole 9 yards. It just keeps the continuity of what Dolph did to Otis to keep him in the storyline, as if they wanted to keep him, or if the plans are to keep him in the storyline, rather than like next week having them, Heavy Machinery is going to face another weekend that we need to fill up, for another match or whatever. It's not my company. Side note, whose idea was it for Corey Graves to dress up as a black militant this week's SmackDown? Power to the people, Corey. Power to the people. White John Shaft. Okay, something else that I just noticed doing a quick rewatch. I'm checking out the WWE exclusive, and it makes me think about something. I'm not sure if, just as a viewer, I'm not sure if this is going to be a love angle or like what's going on, because in the beginning, they're in the locker room, and Sonya's ready to go out. Mandy tells her to go out. She says, hold on, there's something I have to take care of, basically. And it seems as if she's hiding the cake from her, to like not let her know that she's going to give Otis this cake. Takes it out, sighs, or just seems nervous with the sigh. And then when we watch the WWE exclusive, and she's asked about Otis, and she's like, kind of nonchalant, I guess he forgives me, and, I had to make amends for the whole, and just seems, it it seems as if they're kind of making this story on the fly, week by week, because the intentions should stay in sync from the beginning of that show to when they get to the exclusive interview of that show. Okay, for example, so he asked, his question was, I guess your generosity for Otis paid off in dividends. And then she stated, basically I had to make up, for the whole cake scenario. And then Sonya's like, oh, that was weird. So now what happens if her reply is, well, Otis, he's a sweetie, he's a sweetheart. And then Sonya's like, I don't know, he's a little weird. No, but he's a good guy. He's sweetie pie. That might tend to lead you into a direction that, all right, something might be happening. She sees something that Sonya doesn't see in Otis. Or maybe this is just going to be one crazy swerve where she ends up going with Dolph, a.k.a. And again, kudos, ladies.